OMG, yesterday the global markets took a massive beating, an absolute bloodbath across the board. The only thing reaping higher, crude oil, is probably going higher. But before you ape in and max out of your margin on long calls, let me tell you a horror story. Remember 2020, oil went negative. They were literally paying you to take barrels off their hands. If you are a trading spot, worst case, you are a back holder. But if you're heavily levered, in these extreme whipsaw markets, a tiny 50-tick pullback will instantly blow up your account. You won't even get a chance to meet a margin call. So don't get hypnotized by this massive green candle. When oil reverses, it drops like a stone. Alright, now that you are warmed, let's talk about why I think the real impulse wave for crude had just started. The fundamental catalyst, Iran just choked off the global oil artery. The market is pricing in way too much optimism. People think Trump timed this weekend's ride perfectly. A quick blitzkrieg, in and out, easy money. But what's the reality? Iran is suddenly leaderless. They're a wild card right now, and their next move is 100% unpredictable. An Iranian commander literally went on the record like today. Any vessel attempting to transit the Strait of Hormuz will be destroyed. Not a single drop of oil will leave this region. Look at the alternative data. In the last 48 hours, maritime war rates premium for tankers in that zone have skyrocketed 500%. A massive fleet of supertankers is just dropping anchor outside the strait, refusing to move. The US is playing tough. CENTCOM claims the strait is still open, but how much do you trust that? Just watch how hard ExxonMobil reaps out a bell tonight. That would tell you the truth. And people ask, can it just bypass Hormuz? No, they can't. Over 90% of Middle Eastern crude exports are bottlenecks right there. Goldman Sachs models show a full blockade slaps and an instant $18 risk premium on a barrel. An 18 move? If you are trading futures with leverage, that's a 10x to 100x return profile. Analysts are calling for Brent to violently reprice to $100 in the near term. The extreme tail risk models are even whispering $200. As long as that trade stays short and the Middle East stays hot, the structural trend for oil is straight up. Add in the fact that the gold to oil ratio was tracked near 80 and global inventories are sitting at historic lows. Crude had just become an epic macro convergence. Geopolitical shock plus supply deficit plus deep value. I checked the tape on EBC Market Buzz. Retail and institutional sentiment has officially flipped to bullish. We've got a macro narrative, the geopolitical catalyst, and most importantly, massive volatility. As a trader, we don't care if it goes up or down. We just need it to move. This is a once-in-a-decade trading window. Now, I'm bullish, but that doesn't mean you blindly market by the top and diamond-handed forever. Contango and rollover costs will eat you alive. The play here is trend following the swings. As long as Hormuz is blocked and the middle is firing rockets, every deep is screaming, buy! But respect the tail risks I mentioned at the start. Trade both sides of the books. Stay nimble. The second the US announces a massive SPR dump or Trump suddenly brokers a peace deal, oil will get down and nuke in milliseconds. I'm bullish because the macro thesis is ironclad, but I'm warning you about the risk because this market will literally eat you alive. Remember, hard stop losses, strict position sizing, and beware of weekend gap risk. You have to survive the chop to get paid on the war premium.